Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to, in my opinion, the highest rated show on the Clashing Conferences, the baseball edition. Welcome back, boys. And it looks like we have a new guest with us. Who do we have here?
Hi, I am Christy. I am in Wisconsin, but a Mariners fan. Big time Mariners fan.
Nice.
Are you prepared for these boys, Christy?
I think so. I have 30 years of sports bar working and sports talking in my background, so I think I'm ready, and it's usually men, so I'm good to go. I'm not afraid.
Nice.
Boys,
welcome.
I'll ask the same question. Are you afraid?
Never.
She got introduced to this and recruited by Topher, so everything's going to be a step down from there for her. She'll be fine.
Whoa.
I thought you were going to say step up, not a step down from Topher.
No.
Okay. Welcome to the Baseball Podcast. This is how we roll, ladies and gentlemen. We just make fun of each other the entire time, and every once in a while, we talk about baseball. Isn't that fun? All right. Let's go down the line real quick and remind everybody of our handsome our handsome gentleman on the roster coming back for season 2 after what I would call the most amazing season 1 of all time. We have Michael. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to be back. The Mets are still hot. That's where we left this thing off last year. And all right, well, look, it's been a rough 10 days or so, but we're having a good year. We're right there with the Phillies. You know, I had to dress up like Lewis today. Got my, I don't know how he won his shirt. I can't remember. How'd you win your shirt, Lewis? Was that some competition?
Hold on. This is thanks to Coach Patty.
What did you do to get that? I don't remember.
During football season? That's how I won this. You know, he had a little internal competition going on, and I believe I won.
Okay.
Fair and square.
Okay. And you got like your chain from the baseball podcast last year, right?
No, this wasn't
that was
from the baseball
podcast.
This was a Champions pod. You know, maybe next week I'll wear my baseball shirt for being the champion last year.
Now,
so
Lewis,
that sounds like 3. 1.
I just wanted you to know, Lewis, that I have some glasses lined up for you with some nice little hearts, just for you, sir. So I expect this season. Okay, I expect you to bring the love and the peace, because we're going to need it when we're dealing with prickly pears, like our next guest or man on the roster, Paul. Paul, how are you?
Was all right. I've been all right, but not as good as I was expecting to be at this point during the season for sure. I mean, started the season 0 for 7, already like in the hole by 7 games is pretty rough. We've actually been pretty decent recently. I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it, but has plagued a couple of teams, representatives here tonight. Pitching injuries has definitely played a factor for sure. I'm not trying to be Chris over here and make the excuses of the offensive line, but our offensive line, which is going to be our pitching staff, is
superstars.
Yeah, they are breaking in weird places at weird times. So,
okay. Now, this is not show and tell, but I'm going to ask: did you ever call a tow truck for that haggard sloth toe of yours that you had going on last season?
If you want, I am laying on my son's bed.
Can we just never go back to that again?
Hey,
I can definitely go to I can reverse the camera.
No.
Matt, this is your fault at this point. Like
that could be on our Tonely fans or something like that. There you go. Not Tony P. It'll be all right. Anyway.
Totally fans, yes.
Yeah, if you totally want to see it, I can,
No. That's for the late night.
Viewers on the first episode. No.
Isn't that the stuff that goes on OnlyFans?
Yes.
Maybe. Yes.
Totally fan. Tone fans.
Oscillating fans, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it PG-13. So, before we get started on baseball, and I have some big news, should we do our sponsors real quick? I mean, they do help keep the lights on and my glasses. All right. Judging by all the resounding yeses from everybody, I'm just going to go
There's a lot of
ahead
head
and do it.
nods. There was a lot of head nods.
There's a lot of head nods. Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you need a haircut, you know where to go. Go see Lean Sparrow Hair Studio, Lancaster, PA. Again, Lean has been sending her chakras to Massachusetts. Look at my hair. That's because of her. Okay. If she can do that through a distance, imagine what she can do in person. So, and if you're on the podcast and you're not going to see Lean, you're a chump because you're paying full price for haircuts. You're going to see one of our sponsors. And by the way, who brought us that sponsor? It was Lewis.
Lewis.
Is Lewis alive?
Philly fans are good for something.
I'm
every once
more
in a
than
while.
alive, baby. More
Bro,
than
you're in the
alive.
Tinkerbell bubble. I need to know if you're alive, man. I need okay.
I'm alive.
All right, good.
Alive, baby.
Sparrow Hair
Let's
Studio.
Go.
Yes,
sir.
I hadn't had this thought before today, but is Lewis on his way to trying to be year 2 MVP?
Oh, Michael, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, let the man, me, speak, and then we'll get to that, okay? Because I have a lot of breaking news. Lots of breaking news. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a 3D custom print chain, look at the guys on the screen right now. They're all rocking one. So again, if you're looking to get one made, go see Lotwin. Michael will go with you if they make you spell. They'll probably spell it wrong, but that's okay. And if you
There's no why.
PCC,
There's no why.
Yes, there is.
You get 10% off. So again,
There is a why.
Lotwin. Bam.
No, there's not.
Last but not least.
One Y, one N.
Here we go. I'm scared. All right. This day in Philly sports history with Jim Montgomery. He is on the squad, ladies and gentlemen. So again, if you didn't know, now you do. Go hit the subscribe button. Go hit the like button. Go say hi to him. He's on every day. The man is just a content machine. So if you haven't checked him out, you probably should. So, Jim Montgomery, I'm not going to say it again because I got it right the first time. Bow.
No days off, Jimbo.
No days off, but I'm taking these off because I'm about to have a seizure. You guys good with that? All right, here we go. All right. Breaking news. Here we go. There has been some scuttlebutt in the Clashing Conferences recently because there hasn't been any recent champions. Yes? No? Maybe so? The last one was football. That was back in January, February. That was a long time ago. We need another champion. And so we are bringing back the eternal competition now. Right now.
Right now.
Also, with that said, I'm coming in hot, and I'm going to show everybody what kind of games that I'm playing this year as your host. And so, because Mr. McNally, Benjamin McNally, was absent for the first night tonight, he's getting docked 2 points. There you go, Ben. You got 2 points.
Whoa.
Come on the show. On the flip side, because she was here first and beat everybody that was supposed to have been here first, I'm giving Christy 2 points to start the year off. So there you go. And you three, Mo, Larry, and Curly, you're right where you started last year at 0. And if you guys pull that crap where nobody gets points for like 5 weeks, I'm going to start docking you. Ooh, I'm going to start docking you. So, yeah, here we go.
Nice.
Up 2, down 2, 3 in the middle. And so it begins.
So
Michael,
same as always. This whole thing is rigged.
There you go.
But Michael, let's not forget the host is wearing a Grimace shirt. Okay, so
which I should get something for that. Like we're on the same team here.
All right, you know what, Michael? I'm going to give you 1 point.
There we go.
So, Mike, you get 1 point. Lewis, you get 0 because I don't want you to be the first 2-time champion. If you win, you win. Great. And Paul, I'm rooting for you, brother. So, but the Braves suck this year, so I don't know.
And I don't want any give me like you let the girl win type thing or she's the new one, let her win. No, I want fair and square. Fair and square.
All right. I'm deducting a point
for the
Christy.
Mariners.
Boom,
That's
Christy
not going to
gets 1 point
happen.
now. So there you go.
If we're
so
going to
Mike
let
and
the
Christy
new
are tied
girl
with
win,
1.
it's
There you
going
go.
to Ben.
No girl privilege. Christy, you have 1 point now. There you go.
Okay,
that's
beautiful.
it.
I'm good. I'm
really?
good with that.
That's all it takes?
That's all it takes.
Goodness.
I told you boys last year I was teeing people up.
Hey,
How many
Matt,
texts did I hand out?
Matt,
0.
your hair looks nice.
Who's Matt?
Yeah, I absolutely should have.
Ramon,
have a point.
Your hair looks nice.
Absolutely should have a point. Standing in line to get all of the Atlanta Braves merch at this piss poor stadium that I have to go to until next year. I already got the ring. I already got my tickets booked for 3 weeks from now for Chipper Jones bobblehead night. I should get a point for being able and standing in what I know is going to be some pretty good heat. and
Oh, yeah?
setting you up for success with your new wardrobe. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have happened if I didn't start with the Flying Squirrels and my love of wacky minor league teams. And you
You
cannot
know
lie.
what? Paul gets a point. Boom. There you go.
Nice. That's all
Get
it
ready
takes?
for the
All right, I need
wildest
2
internal
points now.
competition
No, if
you've
Paul gets
never
a
seen
point, I
before.
need
I'm
2.
telling you, it's gonna be. Oh my God, Steve? I apologize. You don't need to keep doing the scores up in the corner and all that. Just do it at the end because you'll probably kill me at the rate we're going. So yeah, just there you go. He loves it. Okay. We should probably talk about baseball. Is that I don't know. Do you guys want to
Yeah,
do that?
maybe that's what we're here for.
Maybe, or you could just keep handing out points like it's nothing. You
Maybe you can
know?
start running
Hey.
them, Lewis.
You know what? We always talk about the NL East. I'm gonna go ahead and let our new panelist. I need to get my words right tonight. Our newest panelist, Christy. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to talk about the Mariners. What's going on this season? How you doing? How you feeling? And again,
Well,
don't hold back.
we're sitting basically at like 500, and we're sitting third in play, or yeah, sitting third wild card right now for us for playoffs and all that stuff. So pitchers coming back, some talks about some potential. I don't. All my teams in sports, I swear, like to give me heart attacks and don't like to spend money on players, and I'm just fans of them for some reason. I can't explain why. So I mean, if we could fix our third base problem, I'd be happy over there. I mean, I know we're all crying about our offenses on our teams, but yeah,
I
we'll see
mean,
what happens.
you've got the most talked about catcher since Johnny Bench or Pudge Rodriguez or Buster Posey. You know, pretty sure they drug test him every 6 minutes at this point, though, since he went from nothing to something pretty much. The same thing that happened from Mark McGuire when he looked like skin and bones and all of a sudden showed up looking the next year like Brock Lesnar. So
Yeah.
your boy Cal's probably going to be on some constant radar with the WADA or whoever they use for their testing.
Oh no, I know, and the fact that that stuff is so prevalent still, and stuff like that pops up so often, it breaks my heart. And I hope to God that's not what it is, but
Well, I hope it is what it is, and I hope he doesn't get caught. I just want to see people hit dingers. That's all anybody wanted from the '80s, the steroid era. I just wanted it to keep going. I wanted everybody to do it. What do we want?
Can
I
I,
mean, you
Paul?
want
I want to.
offense.
Can I piggyback off that because I actually wanted to ask. So again, it's like the Savannah Bananas, and then they have like the Glow in the Dark League, which is super cool. I vote they just have a steroid league, and everybody's allowed to do steroids. Give them
see
all
that's
torpedo bats.
No,
that's
I
my
think you ought to
thing.
get.
Like
God.
if you're
I
gonna
think you
do
ought
it,
to get
have an
tested.
even playing field.
They need to get tested, and you have to test positive. You better test positive, or you're out of the
yes.
league.
Make
I mean, all you
steroids
want is
great again.
offense. Like there's, you can watch a good defensive football game, and it's okay. Baseball is not that way. You want offense, just like right now. We're
Hey,
watching.
hey, hey.
Soccer's going
We're
on right now. You want
PG-13.
goals.
No, we're PG-13. Let's keep this PG-13. Come on now.
You
Why
don't think
why
you can start? You can't give
no,
Oh,
why
hold on,
13-year-old
but you
why
can't.
are
steroids.
Hold
we
on, no,
talking
so
about
Lewis, hold on.
why
You're
are we
telling me
talking
though
about
that
doing steroids? And
no, but
no,
I'm saying
let's
that you're telling me that all the home runs that all those guys hit wasn't good for baseball, which was fueled by steroids.
we're talking now. We're not talking about
Yeah, it was
ice
awesome then. It
age.
could be
We're not
awesome now.
talking about ice age like Paul and Mike. Okay? We're not talking about ice age. We're talking about now. We're talking about the loser Braves and the shitty Mets. Okay? That's what we're talking about.
How are the
Mike,
Phillies doing?
Mike,
What are
Mike,
you
don't
up
even
on
start.
us?
Mike,
1.5 games?
hey, we're still in first place, right?
Ooh, this
Yeah,
feels like
and
last year.
how
Still
many
in first
weeks?
place.
How
Hey,
many
hey,
weeks did
hey,
I hear
don't
that
even
last year? It's gonna feel good
listen.
at the end.
Is it? And what did you
Yep.
get? What did you get last year?
There's our
What
first.
We
did you
got.
get last
Listen,
year?
You know what we
What
got
did you
last year,
get last
Lewis?
year?
We got
Yes,
further
tell me.
than you.
Oh, and did you get the World Series trophy? No, you didn't get nothing. You're
I
just like
got further
Topher.
than
You're
you.
just like
I
Topher.
got you.
You
You
like,
sound so
yo,
mad.
listen,
Whoa, we're
Th-
getting a
listen.
lot of shots at
Did you,
Topher tonight, man. I
did
don't know
you,
what's going on.
hey, did you get your participation trophy in the mail or something? Come
There's
on
no
now.
no no
Oh,
partic-
we did better
You're
than
always
you
going to
last year.
participate.
We did better than you last year. And that gets
Hey,
you where? Nowhere.
I mean, I know
Hey,
how it feels to win 116 games in a season and go nowhere. Okay, I mean, come on. If we want to talk about 2001 with my Mariners,
that was a great
Is
year.
that
That
the
was
record?
a fun team to watch.
Oh, I know, but then you win 116 games and your multi-billion-dollar Yankees win the World Series because they can pay for the roster.
Boo. Boo Yankees. Boo New York, by the way. Just boo New
Boo.
There
York.
you
That
go.
carries over to every podcast. Boo New
Boo
York.
all New York.
Hey, no,
Boo
no,
New
no. That's what my team's trying to do right now is buy a World Series. So
Go Grimace.
And
Let's go.
how's that
it's
going?
okay.
How is that going? You just lost your starting pitcher the other day. Oh, he tore his Achilles. Oh,
What does that have to do with spending money?
yeah.
You're
What
about
does
to
that
spend
have to
more,
do
I'm
with spending?
guessing.
Hold on. The other day, didn't I send it in the group chat? 30-4 against the Pirates. Oh, hold on. The Pirates brought out the
Hold on.
brooms.
Wait a minute.
Ain't no hold on. No.
Didn't you
No.
guys get swept by the Pirates, Lewis?
No, we did not.
Well, better check it, Mike. You know you love backing up these, back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, there was a bad stretch where I think you lost some games to the Pirates, Lewis. Let's look it up.
Okay, lost games and swept is two different things. Yeah, go ahead. Keep
Yeah.
clicking. Keep clicking.
I'll get there.
Keep clicking. Yeah, you'll get there. What you got? AOL? Come on now.
Hey,
Dial
I think
up.
we might
You
need to
got
cut
dial
another
up.
promo for Lotwin about and
Yeah,
Lewis can do it, where just
Lewis,
the effect
you
of
got
that chain,
swept
what it
by
does
the
to your
Pirates,
head.
buddy.
Holy
You got
crap!
swept
What
by
year?
the Pirates.
What year?
You're just you don't even know your team. I know your team better than you. I know your team better than you.
So does Google.
Go look it up.
So does
Go look it
Google.
up. I
So
said
does
it without
Google.
looking it up, and you disputed me.
You
were like,
looked it
we didn't
up,
get
dude. I
swept.
could see your hand moving.
No
moving the
kidding.
mouse.
I looked it up after you told me I was wrong to prove you that you were wrong.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. You want to know the dates?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Let me get it back up here. It was May 16th, 17th, and 18th.
Saucy.
Of this year?
Mike, you better be right about the year here.
Silence. Dead air.
So, did we free?
No, I'm wrong.
Paul,
I'm wrong.
Can you tell me about
Oh,
this?
hold on. Did
We
he
did
say
get
it?
swept.
Did
It was
he
more
say it?
recent. It was more recent. I'm
-1.
sorry. It was
-1.
June
Oh.
6th, 7th, and 8th. Thanks, Lewis. June 6th,
There you go.
7th, and 8th.
It was more recent. Oh, all right. It was
Yeah.
more recent. Yeah.
You can't paint Lewis in a corner. That's what I love about Lewis. I
Exactly.
absolutely cannot paint the man in a
He
corner.
just
Just
got
like the Mets.
he just got proven
Spider-Man gets
completely
right out of them.
wrong. What do you mean he can't be
How?
put in a corner?
What are you
Because
talking
you
about?
said you were like,
even looked it up and you were wrong.
all right, we're done with
Come
that.
on now.
We're not gonna beat a dead horse on you
Yeah,
being wrong.
exactly. Don't beat a dead horse.
Wait, Paul, I know Chris Sale wants off your team, and I know that because he came from my team. So, how's that going?
Well, I mean, he's not doing anything for the team right now. I can say that because him, as well as their other top two starters, have very odd and very impactful injuries right now, including one yesterday. You could fracture an elbow apparently just from throwing, not like getting hit in it or falling on it, but just literally from pitching, you can fracture an elbow. Apparently, that's a new one. We're down a third starting pitcher. Plus the fact that Strider looks like Acuna did when he came back a little too early last year. So our pitching is atrocious. And I would love to tell you that we've got enough offense to counteract that, especially with Jerkson Profar, our one offseason acquisition. You want to talk about steroids? He's coming back from his 80 gamer in here in about a minute to start. But I hope he can keep his mouth shut because it's like putting Jazz Chisholm in front of the microphone. Like he's literally just going to act like a 5-year-old. So I'm hoping that he'll give a little bit of spark on the offense because we need the offense. We don't have the offense, we're going to have nothing. Our pitching sucked at the beginning of the year, and that's how we got in a huge hole. Christy, you said your team is around 500. I would love for 500 right now. We were slated to have or it was estimated that we were going to have the second or third highest win total this year, which I thought was a little high anyways, given the fact that 3 of the top 5 to 10 teams in the entire National League are all in the same division. I thought that was a little bit reaching a bit anyways. But now I think, we're going to help. We're definitely helping the other two, the Mets and the Phillies, make sure that they get their win total. So I will give a preemptive "you're welcome" already for September. So, but what I'm looking for, I'm already seeing the disgust on your face, Rick. I am confident in the team. I'm confident in turnaround. We looked like this a couple of years ago, and we ended up making a couple of moves and ended up winning a title. So, I still have faith that we can come back and be respectable. I'd be an idiot to say that we're going to end up with 95 wins or 100 wins, but I think we're going to be competitive. And as usual, there is nothing that's more competitive than these three teams. The three teams we have represented from the NL East playing each other. Last couple of years has been great. There's going to be quite a few times where when Lewis does come up, he's actually going to be right once in a while. Not today, of course, but he is going to be right once in a while, and he is going to have to take his lumps because his team has had numerous slumps this year as well. Not long,
Yes.
but long enough to be recognizable and long enough to take some crap for. So I want to
This
continue.
feels like
to
last
see
season
that.
all over again. Your team's injured and falling apart. Lewis's team is in
Yeah.
first place. Mike's nipping on their heels. Lewis is going to talk crap all year. This is Groundhog Day. So
All to
all right,
lose
Christy's
to the
here, though. We're
Pirates.
not caught
But-
in a loop. Okay.
But
Yes,
the thing is,
Christy is
there
real.
are so many. I would say there are some surprise good teams in the division. I mean, not the division. Excuse me. In the league this year on our side. You got people like the Cubs, where I didn't think for any reason that they had any. Were going to make any kind of splash whatsoever. Padres look pretty like a pretty formidable opponent, and of course, I'm going to say it right now. Bold prediction that the national champion comes, has to run through LA. There's not much you can on paper and what they've already shown, because they've had injuries, pretty significant injuries, and it really hasn't stopped them but so much. But
They've been missing almost their entire starting rotation for almost the entire year, and they're still like a top 2 or 3 team in baseball
Yeah.
the entire time.
And now you want to bring back Shohei and slowly but surely bring him back. And dude, he last week or in the last 10 days, he had us 101 points. A pitch that was like 101.7 miles an hour. Like, first of all, that's not what you want. I mean, that's how you get Tommy John surgery in the first place. He's throwing consistently over 100. But to be able to do that, I mean, it's ridiculous. So it's going to be hard. I'm loving the competition that's in this division and love having some of these other participants from outside. But I think it's, we're all going to have to be talking about, you're going to have to go through San Diego, and then you're going to have to go through LA, most likely here in about 3 or 4 months.
It's okay, but he deserves every penny that they gave him.
Oh, absolutely. I think he's the greatest player that's ever lived.
Unlike other players who got this big contract and they're doing nothing.
It's like you're not even paying attention to the season so far, Lewis.
Oh, yeah?
Honestly.
yeah?
Like, you don't know what your team's doing. You don't know what other players are doing. Like, are you watching baseball this year?
Okay.
Hey,
okay.
I guess
all that money.
Boys, we have sponsors. We have a halftime. We have things we have to do. Yeah, we have a wheel to spin.
Sorry.
Crepes. Did you forget what we were doing? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go into the half. We're gonna give these guys foam swords to hit each other and get their, whatever. We'll be back. Okay. I don't think we're doing a good job in front of Christy. I'm embarrassed. Okay.
You've been watching
Baseball.
the
Back.
Minecraft movie
Second
too
half.
many times, man.
Matt Libs. See you on the second half. All right, bang.
What up, everybody? The Beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
And we're back,
Jay Jr.
and we have 2 wheels again. Hey, look at that. We can't afford new colors, but we did bring back the wheels. Content Magic, spin those bad Larrys. Let's go. We got to get this internal competition going.
Is there a
This is where
reason
I'll
why
start my
why,
championship run.
why do we have to have Philly colors?
Oh, here we go.
Steals
I'm
any
on
single
now.
player. Steals
can't
any
see.
single player.
Nice.
I bet Bryce Harper's going to get that one.
Oh, new rule for the competition, too. Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
I like that.
Doubles is always a wild card.
Feels
Any
like a
single player.
Soto stat. Oh, definitely the Mets.
This is a negative one, right? We're claiming
It's like,
this.
that's a negative point, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Are we doing that? It's host discretion, I think.
Michael knows you can be negative. That is correct, yes.
No, but like
So
this-
is that
no,
is
that's
that a
a negative
batter prop
category.
or a pitcher prop?
Oh, I don't know. I can't read that crap. I'm not a hawk. I can't read. What does it say?
So
I was just shaking my head agreeing with.
So it's walks, team total. So you have the choice to give a positive point for the team that gets the most walks from their batters. You know, if Lewis gets Schwarber to walk 4 times in a game, that's good for Lewis. Or you could do a negative point for pitching walks. If
Well, that one-
you know
That one had
Paul's
a P next.
starting.
That had a P
Oh,
next
did
to
it
it.
have
so
a P?
pitcher.
I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, that answers that then. No host discretion.
Good, because guess what?
Listen, hold on.
We
Wait a
wasn't going to
minute.
be very discretionary.
Hold on. Paul, Mike, you guys are not the host. Mr. Rick over here is the host. Let him determine how
Rick
this
had
is
no
going to go.
idea what was happening. He was asking for help.
Stop. You are
Spoken
not in
like a
charge
true
here.
champion.
You
Spoken
are
like a
not
true
in
champion.
charge here. Mr. Rick is in charge. Let him explain.
Well, he's
Please.
too preoccupied by counting the wrinkles on Chris's over there in the background.
What?
Man, these guys.
That's
are
a
not
negative.
even their team. Taking all
That's a
kinds
negative. That's a negative.
Yeah, Paul, you lost your point. That.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
PG-13.
you.
Jeepers
Jeez.
crap. If this was
Get it back.
NBA, you'd be getting teed up right now. Even Tony Brothers would have given you a tee. And he's no brother of mine. Anyways,
Hey,
new rule.
just like Topher. Tea
Yep.
time.
New rule. Here we go. I will take the burden on this week, and I will take care of the categories because I'm a good host. However, after this week, low man on the scoring totem pole, they have to do it for the following week. That way it's not just Michael and I running around doing it every week because I don't know jack crap about baseball right now. And so I'm not going to do it every week. We'll share the burden.
Well, Mike's going to do it every week anyways, just to confirm that he's not being
Also
screwed.
true. Also true. Yes.
I'm going to get screwed anyway.
This is true. This is going to be. It's kind of going to look like what is it? The Champions Pod. It's going to look a little bit funny, I think, every once in a while.
Oh.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, something about those hosts. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, boys. How do I I'm so used to just all boys. How am I going to do this? Ladies and gentlemen.
You are fine. I have been one of the boys since I was like 16, so you're good. You're golden.
Dudes and dudettes.
Dudes and dudettes.
Yeah.
That works. That works.
Christy, I actually have a question for you. Do you know what time it is?
I do not.
Oh. Lewis.
Oh,
Mad
I know you
Libs,
know what time it
baby. Let's go.
That's right. Content manager. We're back again, baby. It's season 2. If you will, cue the music, please. Oh, this one. That's going to come back and haunt somebody. No. They're quick. They're quick. Easy one goes bye-bye. And we're back. All right. So, I'm actually going to do something a little different tonight with Matt Libs in the sake of our newest panelist. So, Christy, I would like to open the floor to you so that you can tell us, how is it that you ended up finding us? How did you end up on this podcast?
That really rude interruption that happened at halftime. That's how I ended up here. NFL Draft Week. I run a huge sports bar about 20 minutes south of Lambeau Field, and Topher and a few others from this podcast were in, and one of my managers told me that some guys from Philly just ordered a cheesesteak. And I nearly crapped my pants for lack of better terms, and he pointed them out, and I walked down to the end of the bar, and those 3 fine young men happened to be sitting down there, and I was like, you guys know that we don't use Cheese Whiz, right? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. And I was like, okay. So then I looked at Topher, and he had a Mets hat on, or did he have he had a Giants hat on. And I was like, you're from Philly, but you have that hat on. I'm like, can I ask your origin story? He's like, how dare you ask me that? And I was just being a smart Alec, like we know that Topher is. And I was like, I just love origin stories because I am Wisconsin born and bred, but I am not a fan of any of our teams here. I am all across the board. So we started talking, and he's like, oh, you kind of know sports. And then like 15 minutes later, he's like, oh, you really know sports. Well, hey, we've been looking for a female. And then he's like, can we take a selfie? And can we do this? And can we do that? And it was a whirlwind for like 2 hours with the boys. And it was a blast. And by the time I was done, my face hurt and my stomach hurt from laughing so hard. And I made 3 phenomenal new friends. And now here I am from lowly little Appleton, Wisconsin.
Nice.
What is the name of your establishment?
It is Game Day Sports Bar in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Cool.
It's like
Gentlemen,
a Vegas sports book hit like Appleton. It's amazing. It's like the best place to watch sports. We have 72 TVs. It's freaking phenomenal, to put it lightly.
Nice.
boys, Matt Lives is a little different this week, so you guys can jump in and ask questions with me too, Christy, but I'm just going to kind of keep picking apart this experience because I have lots of questions. The next one being, did any of them try to order a whiz with or a whiz wit, right? Did that throw off your bartender at all?
Think they did, because I think they know better, and they were with Anthony, who's from here, so I mean, like, he probably kept him in line a teeny tiny bit, maybe.
Are you referring to Tony P?
Yeah.
Keeping people in line?
I mean, they were really well behaved.
No,
They were.
what?
I have two questions. I have
Okay.
one that's legit and one that's not. I'll let you decide which one is like more legit. So I know you met Chris, but normally when he's with a bunch of his dude friends in a bar, he likes to share food and drinks like Lady and the Tramp style, for the most
Whoa.
part. And I want to know if he's been cheating on Steve and would he share any nuggets with Tony P
Sharing the
there?
nuggies.
No.
Yeah.
There was no spaghetti meeting in the middle type of a thing, knocking the meatball over with the nose. Nope. There was no sharing. They were definitely hungry men after the second night of the draft and just devoured their food. Yeah. It wasn't a pretty scene when they were done. The aftermath of the bar it took me a while.
The second question is, you mentioned something about that you shared a little love for Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves, and I
Whoa.
wanted to hear your origin story about that. And just to be clear, like mine, I'm lifelong Atlanta Braves fan. We had pretty much their number one farm team in Richmond, where I live, for the first like 20 years of my life. So that's how I got started. Kind of made sense. It was what was right in front of my face.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to wonder, and I welcome the fandom. Mr. Ramon here said that he used to watch the Braves too, just because of TBS and what was on. So I kind of wanted to see what your origin story is for that.
Well, I will give you my God's honest truth for the origin story. I was in love with David Justice. But then I fell in love. It was so, like, literally I watched because of David Justice, but then I fell in love with the entire team. And I mean, from like Chipper to Schmaltz to everybody, even Maddox. I mean, you go back, like it's back in those days for me. And then I had a Braves jersey, and my grandma, when she was alive, because it was the Milwaukee Braves at one point in time, and they upped and left overnight, and she kicked me out of her house because I had a Atlanta Braves jersey on. And how dare I disrespect the Milwaukee Braves in that way? Yes.
I love all of that story. I love almost all those players. I wasn't around for the Milwaukee Braves, but I heard 1957 was a great year.
My grandma wouldn't say that.
Oh boy, let's see, Christy. What is one of your favorite parts of owning a bar, a sports
I don't
bar?
own it. I just run it. I don't own it.
Or
I'm
run
not
it.
gonna.
Run it. I apologize. My apologies.
Honestly, how I got into this podcast is my favorite part of running a sports bar. I love sports, like eat, sleep, and breathe sports, all of them, you name it. And being able to talk trash with customers and to watch guys' faces, no offense, when I talk the way I do about
You will
sports, they're like,
never need to say those two words again to us, ever. There's
okay.
nothing you could possibly say.
I'm so used to being at work and being polite, so just give me
No.
a minute to get the work
Well,
politeness out of me.
you got
Hey,
people that are
listen,
used to
polite
Philly.
doesn't
Yeah,
work here.
Philly people in New
I
York
totally
people.
Polite does
understand
not
that.
work here.
It's just
Yeah.
it's ingrained in me after 30 years to say like no offense, but yeah,
The
no,
fans of
I
the
love
fans
talking
of all
trash.
these northern teams, they wave with one finger. That's how they
Yes.
wave to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I know Philly fans like to beat each other with their own prosthetic limbs and car batteries. So I mean,
Whoa.
just keep going, just keep going. Yeah, you know,
Facts.
love Philly,
Maybe
love
both.
Philly.
Thank you.
So
Hold on.
See,
Now, you're.
whoa,
There's no
time out.
sarcasm in my voice, I promise.
Time
Lewis,
out.
go ahead. Go ahead.
She said it. She loves Philly.
Sarcasm.
She's not an undercover Philly fan like Topher is. Oh, Giants this, Knickerbockers that. Hey, let me go to Wisconsin. Let me order a Philly cheesesteak where nobody's gonna notice this.
Listen,
True.
we have a lot of hodgepodge. So that I actually want to segue to that. It sounds like you are the perfect person for this podcast because
Thank
you
you.
said that you are born and raised in Wisconsin, but you are a hodgepodge fan. What are your teams in all your sports?
Stars for hockey, Mariners for baseball, Titans for football because I was an Oilers fan, and then Miami Heat all day long for basketball.
Why those teams?
You fit right in here.
You do, yeah.
I love
But
the
why those
waffling.
teams?
That's the best excuse of waffling I've ever seen, though. The best, like, I mean, and I mean it in a good way, not the way that Chris does it. I mean, like the most legitimate, fact waffling I've ever seen. I love it.
I am a Stars fan for Mike Modano back in the day, like Brett Hull, Mike Modano, that point in time, Jamie Langenbrunner, like that's when I became like just a solid Stars fan. The Mariners for me, my first ever baseball game, like MLB game that I went to, I was 5 and my aunt lived in Seattle, so I was out in Seattle and watched a game. And then I learned that the franchise was born the same year that I was, so I was like, I was meant to be.
Nice.
And then the farm team here, the Timber Rattlers, was the Mariners farm team for a long time for their AAA team or for their single A team. And like A-Rod played here. A really good friend of mine played Joel Pinheiro. He ended up playing for the Angels and the Mariners and the Red Sox, I believe. He pitched for them. And I got to meet him and get to know him from playing for the Timber Rattlers. And let's see, Miami. I went to grad school for me was Marquette while D Wade was there. So D Wade is my Miami Heat in. And then Tyler Hero, another Wisconsin boy. Miami Heat through and through. I can't help it. And I'm feeling it right now with everything that's going on, but
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but I might have put Pat Riley in a grave last year with a shovel. So
I mean, I'm kind of with you. I kind of support that a little bit. I feel like he's hurting my team, but what are you gonna do?
So now you said D Wade. Are you a Jazz fans now?
Because he's part owner?
Yes.
I'm a big player fan. So like I loved Donovan Mitchell when he was with the Jazz and now with the Cavs and everything else, but like I wouldn't call myself a Jazz fan just because he's an owner of it, kind of like I'm not a Denver Broncos fan just because Lewis Hamilton's a part owner and I'm obsessed with Lewis Hamilton. So, yeah. Oh, and I'm a big F1 kid. Love F1.
I was just gonna say F1 Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah. Lewis.
Don't be a homer, Lewis. Don't tell me you like Lewis Hamilton. Stop.
Lewis
I don't.
everywhere.
You're
Nope.
a tool. Don't be 5.
I don't like him.
Oh. All right.
How can
Well,
you not like the winningest F1 driver ever?
1 point for Lewis.
Because hold on, wait a minute. Because like he leaves Mercedes and goes to Ferrari. Oh yeah, Ferrari gives him a house, gives him all the cars. Come on now, stop
Man,
it.
he was worth $300 million before that ever happened.
So,
He didn't
Christy,
need that.
my father's from Milwaukee. I have a ton of family, including Tony, Anthony, whatever you call him. I don't know, whatever his alias is to get into the bar and not get thrown out. Lewis knows. If you had, so I'm a little. It is near and dear to my heart in the sense of watching the pain and the struggle of the Wisconsin teams. If you were going to pick a Wisconsin franchise to root for, who would it be and why?
I would
Bucks, Bucks, Bucks.
No,
No.
no, God, no, nope, never, nope. Can't do it. I can't. Because the Bucks and the Heat and that history for me, and because that's the closest for me to go to Heat games. When I go down there, I swear to God, the Bucks have my team's number every time in Milwaukee, and it breaks my heart that I rarely get to see them win in Milwaukee. I have to go down to Miami to watch the Heat win. But I'd probably the Packers, just because it's so huge in like bars and stuff like that. Like Packer fans are diehard and dedicated, and I love our fans. I say are because I live here, but like they're so just tried and true. But when they start losing, man, they are just bitter, bitter. I mean, I know you Philly fans feel that way a lot, and so do New York fans. I mean, I know that everybody's got those boats, but
New York fans
hit a
more
little
though.
bit harder. But yeah, no, Packer fans are great. I know a lot of the players from being this close to the stadium and connections and stuff that I have in sports and people that I get to work with and see. So definitely, yeah, like Jared Cook when he played for the Packers did a sports show at our bar, and just cool guys who really love the sport and play for the love of the sport. And then yeah, so that would be my Wisconsin team.
Okay. That makes sense because I can distinctly remember, making a trip out to Wisconsin for Christmas when I was, 7, 8, and it's like you're at your family's house and there's cousin this and there's your cousin that and there's the baby picture and then there's Brett Favre and it's just all in a row and then maybe grandpa or the family photo, but like, yep, it's Packers and that's just the way it is. And so, these people are through and through.
The few Bears fans around here, man, it's fun. And it's fun being that close to Chicago and having that rivalry that big, and like our division being so within like a 3-hour drive for all of our teams between Detroit, Minnesota, and Chicago. It's insane what you get to see for the other team's fans coming in and stuff like that. And we do actually, whenever the Eagles play, we get a lot of Philly fans in this area. So I'm always hesitant to take care of them and make sure I don't serve them too much alcohol. Cause like I said, batteries, prosthetic limbs, all that good stuff. I know you guys like to fight dirty.
Eagles fans travel well, very well.
Mm-hmm. Mike, do you have anything you'd like to add in there? Being a Bears fan, we got all our hodgepodge teams here, so ding. Bears.
They suck.
I was going to ask the same question you asked. I want to know who her other teams were. I was only familiar with Mariners, so beat me to it.
I wish you said Hornets. I probably would have fallen out of my chair laughing. So, but
Are there Hornets fans?
There are no other Hornets fans but me, just me.
Okay.
I'm the only one.
You're that lone guy, right? Did you buy the Mellow Ball jersey? Were you?
No.
Canoodle gone. Canoodle jersey.
It's Knipple. Let's all get it right.
Knipple.
The Hornets are just a farm team for Duke. That's all it is. They're just a farm team for lazy, annoying Duke players.
You know what? Mike gets a point. They drafted friggin' Canoodle. Poor Mike. Mike, you get a point. All right, so Mike, you got
Thank
2.
you.
Mike, you're in the
That's
lead.
the only time he gets a point.
Mike
when
is
people
in
feel
the
bad for
lead,
him.
ladies and gentlemen. Season 2. What's going to happen next? Oh, my goodness. Boom, boom, boom.